Whew. Well, the semifinals delivered. Let's talk about England taking on Denmark because there's a lot to cover in this one. For England, the only change was Saka starting ahead of Sancho, which to me was probably a good call actually. With how leggy Denmark looked in the second half against the Czechs, having Sancho or Grealish come on in the second half against the entire Danish backline is not a bad idea in the slightest. For the Danes, they stuck with Dolberg to start ahead of Poulsen. The rest was the lineup you've become accustomed to. And while England dominated the ball in this game, there was a moment around the 9-minute mark where Denmark showed what they can offer going forward with some quick, incisive passing, releasing Damsgaard all alone, but Kyle Walker's recovering run outpaced him, and he ushered the ball into Pickford's hands. That was a commonality in this game actually. Kyle Walker covering as the English defenders were pushed further up the pitch. Denmark again had a flurry of dangerous moments in the 14th minute when a Højbjerg shot easily was collected by Pickford. And then Pickford, maybe nerves, maybe just, returning to the Pickford of Everton form, threw the ball straight to a Dane, and Braithwaite's shot went out for a corner. A bit of a scramble, and there were certainly some nervous gasps at Wembley as Denmark came more and more into this game and didn't let the English backline breathe for a moment. But after 30 minutes, with no chance of getting out-muscled from a free kick, Damsgaard delivered. He absolutely delivered, really, just as he did against Russia. His free kick had enough whip, dip, to take it over the wall and beyond Pickford. Wow. What a moment for Denmark, 1-0 up after 30 minutes, the first goal that England has conceded at this tournament. And I highlighted in the preview, if Denmark scores first, how will England react? Well, after a spell of things looking poor for England, they looked a little bit rattled for a moment. They got in behind the defense twice, thanks to their right side. That was a problem area for Denmark. First, Sterling has his attempt saved from point blank. He needs to score that every time, man. And then, again, that right side of England saw Kane play a ridiculous ball through to Saka, and Saka's squared ball went in off of Kjær's knee to level the game. Very unfortunate for Kjær. The 11th own goal of this tournament. So yeah, unfortunate for Denmark because they held off England fairly well for most of the half, but right at the end of it, they lost control. The space between Mæhle and Vestergaard was exploited as Saka's runs in behind were killing them, and I think Vestergaard will be disappointed in himself for not holding the line with the rest of Denmark's defenders and thus playing Saka onside. Denmark needed that halftime whistle to come because they ended the first half a little bit flustered, didn't they? They looked much better when they came out for the second half, but England quickly regained control of the match, and after 68 minutes, Saka was subbed for Grealish as expected. I mean, we knew one of Grealish or Sancho would be that impact sub, or attempted impact sub at least, from Southgate. There were calls for a penalty when Kane rode Poulsen's tackle and then went down in the box, but replay showed the Dane getting to the ball first and Kane hitting the back of his leg. No penalty, and ultimately the right call from the referee in this case. But as the second half went on, the more I feared for Denmark. England's supreme energy levels or fitness levels began to show, as well as the depth of their bench, of course. The Danes would fade and come back into the match, and then fade again. Now you could argue that this is just the natural flow of an even match, but it wasn't quite that, as even when the Denmark would come back into the match, it would be fleeting, under a minute of control, really. And when Christensen was hauled off, I did fear for them in this regard as well. This tournament was really taking its toll on Denmark, wasn't it? And while England did really well to push for the winner in the last 10 minutes or so plus added time, 6 minutes of added time, they never managed to generate a strike on goal that really troubled Schmeichel. Everything was either blocked or lacking enough power to be an issue. But make no mistake, Denmark were against the ropes. The flurry at the end saw Kane fluff his lines from 6 yards out. I mean, this picture says it all. The disbelief on Jack Grealish's face. Kane nearly made up for it right away in extra time as he forced a fantastic save from Schmeichel, who had to drop low to his right very quickly. The Danes fading continued while England surged, Sterling one of the most electric of them all. And it goes without saying, yes, his final ball was lacking. I mean, it often is. But on the ball, this was one of the best Raheem Sterling performances I've seen in about a year or so, at least. But he also dove brilliantly to win a penalty for England. He was going to ground screaming already when he came into contact with Jensen. That's where the notable contact was, but the referee awarded it and then didn't bother checking the monitor afterward. Soft penalty, an absolute gift to England. So credit to Schmeichel for making the initial save, but Kane hammered in the rebound to take the lead. Did England deserve to be winning? Yes. Was that a penalty? For me, no, or at least it's an extremely soft one. And if he had seen it again, he would have seen that Sterling was almost horizontal by the time he came into contact with Jensen, and there was no chance of him recovering the ball. So, soft pen in my books, but it was given. Also, the second ball on the pitch right before the penalty is a bit of a funny one. Though apparently, after talking to some referee friends, the referee can deem whether they need to stop play when a second ball enters the pitch or not. It's just a funny situation because in the 2018 World Cup, Carlos Baca's goal in extra time was called back as there was a second ball on the pitch, even though it was off of the pitch when Baca scored. So I guess luck of the draw, I guess. The referee deemed it an obstruction there in 2018, but this referee didn't for the Sterling penalty play. And then he did deem it an obstruction and stop play later in extra time, and Denmark had to retake a throw in because another ball was on the pitch. So I guess luck of the draw on how the referee is feeling. But anyway, there was a bit of a flurry where Braithwaite forced a save out of Pickford, but from there, England's game management was fantastic, passing it around as the absolutely torched Danes struggled to get around the pitch. At one point, Simon Kjær was literally doubled over in his own 18, heaving air into his lungs as Denmark hoofed the ball up the pitch. These guys were gassed. So England win, and you can't say they didn't deserve to win based on how they played in this match. They dominated Denmark. Not that, whether you dominate a team or not is a determining factor, and Denmark have a right to feel a bit hard done by. The own goal that Sterling probably would have converted anyways, but it still stings. The penalty, unfortunate for them, but England, the better team. Still, what a tournament from the Danes. They must be so proud of how well they played. And so England have made it to the final to take on Italy at Wembley. Another match at Wembley for them. That should be a fantastic match, by the way, and I cannot wait to see it. So the preview will be coming out soon. I've got some guests lined up for that one, so watch out. But regardless, thank you for watching this video. I'm Adrian, and we'll see you soon. Ciao.